We are Gathering of the Geeks, a podcast and a YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag We Gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking out the one about Chris and Emmet, -1. I'm one of your hosts, Emmet, and I'm joined by the Ted Lasso and my coach Beard, Chris Evans. Chris, how you doing?
Swell. How are you doing?
Doing good. I just remembered last week we talked about how I didn't like my name, and I just said my name 3 times in that opening, and I don't
Yeah, good
like that
job.
at all. Yeah.
I thought of that conversation earlier too because I had to put my name on a form.
Uh-huh.
And when I looked, I said, "Hey,
Did you
that's
put
a
a fake
cool
name?
Sorry,
Fake name?
No,
Fake name?
real name. So, hey, that's a cool name. I was like, yeah, I guess.
Gathering of the Geeks is available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Gathering of the Geeks and you will find us. What's up, Phil? What's up, Eric? What's up, Cookie? How's everybody doing on this fine Sunday evening? Chris, what do you like to watch, like on your phone, and just when you're like maybe in bed, getting ready like to really fall asleep? Like, like those carpet cleaning videos. You ever seen those?
No.
Like there's just a big ass dirty carpet and there's a guy like cleaning the carpet. He'll like scrub it. You seen those? And there's just dirt
No.
everywhere. Okay,
Never
don't
seen
watch
those.
those. Well, you're a TikTok guy.
Yeah, I love TikTok.
Okay, so I was like before we came on here, I was just watching cooking videos, nonsense like a point of view cooking videos. So like the guy wears like a camera and you get to see him flipping all this stuff.
Okay.
Like
Sure.
what's your weird thing that you like to watch like that? Like obviously you have no idea about carpet cleaning videos, so
No,
but
I've been down some weird TikTok rabbit holes. My newest thing, I think the account is called Bizarre Art, and it's the weirdest shit. I have to describe it that way. It is the weirdest shit. Like one video I was watching, it was animated. It was a pizza that was a face, and it had like a stick body, and it was dancing to like this bizarre song. I've watched that. That's pretty fun to me. I also like cooking videos, but I don't really watch a lot of them unless it's something I want to cook myself. And then
Sure.
remember, I don't like to cook. I just like to eat my own food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I really have like a set type of video that I watch. Really, I don't like watching people play video games. And that's a popular one.
Ooh, I like doing that.
No,
I'm all about that.
I only do that if it's something like I want to see if I'm curious about buying. Like, hey, what does this look like? What do you do?
Right.
But if it's someone, oh, let's sit here for 4 hours and you watch. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I do that for sure.
Oh, you know what? I do like some type of cleaning, like hoarding videos when they clear them out. I do enjoy that.
Oh, we like hoarders, eh?
No, I don't like hoarders. I like watching after they're gone.
After they're gone.
Like after they clean it.
I getcha.
They have some stuff in the house. It's amazing how much crap they could pack in their house.
I like watching. What about Real or Cake? You watch Real or Cake? You ever watch those ones?
I don't like.
You like that? No, you don't like Real or Cake, eh? Tough guy.
Do you?
No, but
no, I'm not a fan of the Real or Cake thing. I think it's cool that they can do that. Oh, I also think makeup stuff is cool, like special effects makeup. Do you watch those?
Sure. No,
those are really like the stuff people do are really cool. Like this one lady pulled off, I think she said 75 layers of latex makeup off her face in one go.
Oh my god!
Like, how do you even have a face after that?
Yeah.
Cookie also loves carpet cleaning videos.
Yeah.
Eric likes watching history videos.
That's not
Phil
fun.
says, I immediately thought of the OxyClean commercials. Hi, I'm Billy Mays here from OxyClean.
Yeah, you watch those like Slap Chop. Are you big on infomercials? I like infomercials too. Or
no,
like
but
knives. Anytime there's a knife set,
I always thought the ShamWow thing was amazing. I kind of wanted one, but I had no use for it. I just thought, hey, that's cool.
That's everything. That's everything in an infomercial. You don't actually need it. It's just so much fun.
The TikTok shop is basically, there's a lot of infomercials on there, kind of. I bought stuff off of there because of that. Like I bought the dental flosser that I hate now. Because it just goes everywhere. But anyway. There says, didn't call the show the one about an interview with the acolyte. We could have. Maybe next time.
Maybe.
But I also like to TikTok for the variety of it too. That's always good.
Yeah, what do you get into? Like I don't know. I don't watch TikTok, but is there algorithm to TikTok? Like if you watch one video about a guy tying his shoes, the next video will be about shoe tying as well.
Unfortunately, yes. That's how you know the rabbit holes.
Yeah, no doubt.
The new thing I thought was hilarious is the Hosier mom.
I don't know that one.
So it was a lady at some Hosier concert, and she's like off to the side, just having a great time. And someone filmed her from across the stadium because it was so noticeable.
Oh no.
And her daughter filmed her from like a regular angle. So both videos have gone kind of viral.
Was she really giving her or what?
Hmm?
Is she really giving her or what?
What do you mean?
Like really dancing? Like
Oh yeah, she's into it.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Yeah. Giving her. Sorry, you're not aware of that term, Chris?
No.
No, giving her.
No, I've not heard that.
Maybe that's just a rural Canadian thing for me.
I think that's Canadian hooligan slang.
Yeah, that's right. I would agree with that. My friend would definitely call me a hooligan. So
That's what that is.
that sounds all right.
We're not into that.
That's right. All right, Chris, what'd you get up to this week?
All this stuff. I read nothing. That's out. I watched a bunch of stuff though. I watched The Acolyte, so we have 2 episodes of The Acolyte. I was pretty excited for the show anyway. I like the trailers. I think the concept's cool. I like going kind of in the past of the Jedi because I feel like if they're in the present or even some of the past or the future, it's always Skywalker related. And I'm kind of tired of Skywalker stuff. Like there are other people in this large galaxy.
Yeah.
There are other Jedi. Let's see them. So I was pretty impressed by it. I think the effects are really nice. The action's different because it's not all lightsabers. Like you have characters who are using like martial arts, which I guess makes sense in a way because not everybody had a lightsaber. So they're going to do different stuff, you know? So I kind of like that aspect of it. And it just feels like Star Wars. I will say, though, the first 2 episodes probably could have been one combined. You could have just had a 60-minute episode and called it a day. But instead, we don't.
Did you get to see that whip lightsaber in the first 2 episodes?
No, the whip is not in the first 2 episodes. Just standard lightsabers. Although there is like I want to say it's like yellow, like Rey has at the end of Rise of Skywalker. I think it's yellow.
Oh yeah, different kind of colors.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Also, the Jedi are a little bit more reserved or something. And it has Daphne Keane from Logan.
No. Oh really? I didn't know she was in it.
Yeah, I didn't either. She's a main character.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Bizarre.
Yeah, she's a little bit older now, of course, so she doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
But kind of still. But it was cool to watch that. I like that a lot.
Nice.
Hey, Aaron.
Hello, Aaron. Hello from tomorrow.
From tomorrow. For no apparent reason, I started another series. I don't know why. I started watching Ghosts. Have you seen the show?
Ghosts.
Yes, Ghosts.
It's a comedy.
Plural. Yes.
Yes, I've heard about it. I haven't seen it though.
I remember Grabs telling us about this show. I want to say a year or so ago.
I was going to say 7 years ago.
I was like, I will put it on the list.
Yeah.
Well, my friend, I have watched it. It's pretty funny. Do you know what it's about?
No, I think it was aired on CBC here, Canadian Broadcast Corporation Network up here. I just know there was some slapsticky nature to it, but I really don't know what the story is or anything like that.
It is really slapsticky, is what I would say, and I don't like 2 of the leads, which will probably be an issue later on.
Yeah, there's only so far you can go.
Yeah, I find them. I believe the term is cringeworthy.
Oh no.
Yeah, it feels like they're reading cue cards and doing this at the same time. They're doing spirit fingers. So not a fan. But the show is pretty funny. It's about a young couple who inherit a haunted house, and they decide to live in it and make at this point a bed and breakfast out of it. So.
And the ghosts terrorize them, or just get into hijinks?
No, they just want to be part of life, I guess.
Fair.
It's kind of like Beetlejuice meets Haunted Mansion, I suppose. Maybe not as much Beetlejuice. More like Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis. But it's fun.
That reminds me that I didn't watch the newest trailer of Beetlejuice yet. I think it came out when I was away, and I never got around to it yet.
I'm avoiding it.
You didn't watch it either?
I don't want to. I've seen what I needed to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say just the juice is. What does he say? The juice is loose
The juice is loose,
in
right?
that teaser or whatever.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's the tagline. The juice is loose.
yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah, it's really all I need. I was in when they announced this movie, so you don't have to sell me on
It's not far away, is it? Is it?
it.
Is it a June one?
I don't think so. I think it's September.
Oh my God, that far away?
Yeah, September, October. But I mean, we're in June.
September 6th. You got her.
Yeah, we're in June, so it's not too far away.
No, summer is here.
Unfortunately. Yeah, Ghost was fun. Acolyte was cool. I watched some movies. I rewatched Fever Pitch because it's awesome. And I watched a movie called Am I Okay on Max. Have you heard of that?
I don't think so.
It's a movie with Dakota Johnson, and it's so the concept is something that we don't see too often because in most movies when we get adult characters, they have their life figured out already, so there's really nothing for them to discover. It's just, oh, I want a different life. Whereas in this, Dakota Johnson's character is still figuring out a lot about her life, including I don't know if this is a spoiler because it's not in the trailer, but her own sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of a comedy drama about friends and just relationships. I really liked it a lot.
So it's not. Is it more sad, or are we talking?
So the poster shows her crying, but it's really not sad. I don't know why that's the poster.
Yeah, she doesn't look very good.
No, she's very upset in the poster, but the movie's not. Like I thought it was gonna be sad too when I watched it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a wild ride, I guess. But it's not. It's funny. There's some comedy and there is some drama. She does cry, but it's not what you would think.
Of course. How's Dakota Johnson in it?
I like Dakota Johnson. I think when she's not Madam Web, she does really well.
That's what I was thinking. Just your whole Madam Web thing.
She's not in a Sony superhero film. She's good.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Nice.
I don't know if you'd enjoy it though. You might want to give it a shot. It won some awards and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, all right then.
Yeah, it's one of those indie darlings, I believe is what they call
them. Yeah, I don't recall seeing much about it. Is it a Max, like Max original or whatever?
Yeah, I believe. Well, Warner Brothers was supposed to release it theatrically, and then I believe the writer's strike hit, and they just switched gears and made it a streaming film.
Gotcha.
But I enjoyed it. I would recommend it to people.
Nice.
And then I watched Civil War, which I know we'll talk about in a little bit. Other than that, I watched Interview with the Vampire about 7 times.
On endless repeats.
It kind of has been in the house just because it makes me happy. I watch it a lot. That Interview with the Vampire, oddly enough, goes in the same categories like Ted Lasso, Friends, and How I Met Your Mother for me. These are shows that I could just have on, and they make me happy.
So. And it's interesting about that, how the two you mentioned there, Ted Lasso and How I Met Your Mother, are quite different thematically than Interview with a Vampire.
Wildly.
Yeah.
But, the contrast is good. It's good for the soul. Variety is the spice of life, as they say.
I would agree.
So that's been my week. It was a busy one, though.
Oh, yeah? Well, your regular life does get in the way.
Yes, it does, unfortunately. Let's see. Phil says, few new movies for me for this week. Young Woman and the Sea, Blood In, Blood Out. Everybody's watching Blood In, Blood Out. Have you noticed this on Twitter and Instagram?
I just need to say Blood In, Blood.
I believe our friend Juan has started a trend where everybody's watching Blood In, Blood Out.
Why?
I don't know. But I've always heard about this movie from my friends. Everybody I know loves this movie. I've never seen it. So I think that it's time to see it. Maybe it's like a Princess Bride kind of situation. Maybe because we were missing out on that. Maybe we're missing out on Blood In, Blood Out.
Yeah, Phil, what's the rub on Blood In and Blood Out? Why is what's the rub here? I never even heard of it before.
Under Paris. I don't know what that movie. I've only seen the poster for it, and just from the poster, I kind of want to watch it. It's about a shark in Paris.
Oh, that's on Netflix, isn't it? Is that what it was?
I kind of want to watch it. Is Captain America in this Civil War? No, but Jesse Plemons is.
Definitely could have used a Captain America, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that was okay.
Under Paris. To
Sounds
save
like a
Paris from a
recommendation,
bloodbath, a grieving scientist is forced to face a tragic past
Wild
when a
shark
giant
fun.
shark appears in the sea. Just a giant shark movie, eh? With
Wild shark fun.
sharks are good.
I guess.
I like
Oh,
Megalod. What's the one with the Meg?
Megalodon.
I like the Meg. You see that
Oh, the
one?
Meg.
The Meg?
No, I
Yeah,
haven't
I
seen
like
that.
that one. Mm-hmm.
I think the only shark movie I enjoy is Jaws, but I mean everybody enjoys Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
And I also
Yeah, I
just
don't think it's
discovered Jaws, so
it's not a long list of good shark movies. So
I mean Sharknado. There's 10 of those.
what's the one with Samuel Jackson? Deep Blue Sea. What about that one? You seen
Is
that
that
one?
what it's called?
Yeah, Deep Blue
That's the
Sea.
one with sharks with lasers on their heads.
Yeah, that's Austin Powers.
Yeah, I know, but they actually made a movie.
I don't think so. I don't think they have lasers. That's the one where Samuel Jackson has the big like rah speech, and then the shark comes up and just eats him right out of the water. You haven't
Oh,
seen
I've
that
never
around?
seen it.
Oh boy, you gotta watch Deep Blue Sea, my man.
So he doesn't get along with sharks or snakes. Good to know.
No, he doesn't. He hates all of them. He hates any living, breathing animal.
Blood In, Blood Out is a Mexican crime drama, visceral, raw gut punch.
Hmm.
Okay,
You need some raw gut punch in your life, Chris.
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Is it as good as Ted Lasso?
So, you get gut punches from Ted Lasso? Some
Yeah,
visceral raw gut punches from Ted Lasso?
sometimes. I mean, they did kill the dog in the season 2 opener. Um, yeah, I will check out Blood and Blood Out this week. That and I gotta get to Godzilla. Aaron said, I'm on an Alien Universe binge. Just finished watching The Covenant. Never seen it before. What's your opinion on the Alien movies?
Like in general, all of them.
Mhm.
I love alien movies. I don't like the Alien versus Predator ones.
Okay.
I'm so on the newer ones, Prometheus and Covenant, but like the original is a classic. I like Aliens. I like Alien 3. I even think Resurrection, the fourth one, has some redeemable qualities in it as well. It's one of my faves,
Is
franchise. I
Resurrection
can't.
the one with like the Queen alien?
Yeah, that's right. The weird looking
Yeah,
thing, and they try to clone Ripley,
the
and
humanoid thing. Yeah.
they mix Ripley with a xenomorph alien, and things get weird and funky. But yeah, I like all of them. I'm very excited for Romulus.
I didn't watch the new trailer because again, you don't have to sell me on it, but
Yeah,
I'm in for that definitely.
it's just has huge Alien one vibes all over it. So it feels like they just kind of went back to a classic kind of storytelling after Prometheus and Covenant tried to, I don't know, what do you call it, galaxy brain it, and
I would
go
call
a
it
little bit too
mucking it
hard.
up.
Yeah, they mucked it up for sure.
I like
They
Prometheus a lot, but I don't like Covenant.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I like Prometheus more than I like Covenant. So,
Yeah, Prometheus was pretty cool.
mm-hmm.
Cookie also says Blood and Blood Out
Mm,
was so good.
that's it, Chris. That's on your list for this week. Done.
Between the 17 interviews with Vampire Watches.
Mm-hmm. There's no time for Blood in, Blood out.
There's only time for, well, there's blood.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Eric says the first two Alien films are classics. Yeah, I would agree. I love the first one. I think the first one is my favorite. It's Alien.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Phil also watched The Acolyte. Alien 3 gets unnecessary hate. I agree. 3 and 4 I do enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Seen 15 minutes of Romulus. Looks good, Emmet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Very nice.
The director said he's made an Alien and Aliens movie mashup for Romulus.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah, that's what it kind of seems like.
Unless they bring back the kid.
Who, Newt?
I've seen people want to bring back Newt.
Yeah, she did.
She is dead as a doornail. Anyway, what did you get up to?
I had a couple reads this week, basically just yesterday and today, that I got caught up on. I went to distillery a little bit more. I read some distillery stuff. So I read The Blood Brothers' Mother from Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Riso. It's like an Unforgiven country western type of deal. with revenge and all that good stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of the art from Eduardo Riso, just kind of an acquired taste, but I think when I read more of it and see more of it, it'll be easier to look at. It seems like that happens. But a big fan of that type of story. Like, it's not very, I haven't read too many Westerns in comic form. Seems like an untapped side of the comic genre. So it's kind of cool to see that. And it plays out like a kind of a Clint Eastwood, even, I don't want to say Tombstone because it's not as actiony as Tombstone. So I'll just stay with a Clint Eastwood classic, just like Unforgiven, so that kind of thing. But it's got good violence, it's got good characters. So big fan of Blood Brothers Mother. It seems hard to say when you say it a couple times fast.
Somehow.
Yeah, it was tough. So it'll be interesting to see where issue 2 goes, because it's the brothers are going to be, I think, more of a focus. They're like kids. They're like 10 or 12 years old, and that kind of stuff. And their mother was stolen back by their father, who was in prison, and he got into prison and came back to claim his wife and his kids, and he took the wife and left the kids and killed the guy that his wife was with. So interested to see if like these kids are gonna go on a revenge tale of their own, kind of get their mom back, like stuff like that. Yeah, good wholesome country western murder. The other distillery one I read was Spectrograph from James Tynan and Christian Ward. This one is very good. Chris, I think you have this one, if I remember correctly, on the file somewhere. Yeah, I think you have this one. It's incredible. It's got some really uneasy moments in it. It's got some fantastic storytelling, and just a very interesting story about, I'm not really sure yet, about the afterlife of somehow and trying to find the afterlife. But it's got like weird mystery, weird houses and puzzle boxes and what it looks to be vampires hiding under umbrellas in the sun, kind of deal, which I always think is fun. A group of fully clothed, I think, vampires with an umbrella sitting outside so they don't get any sun on them. I always think that's funny.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, I love those guys, those vampires. So Spectrograph is very good. Really glad that I got my comics this week. So I'm finally catching up on a whole bunch of stuff.
Then I do have Spectrograph, if it's not.
Yes, you do have Spectrograph. I know you do. Okay. So I think you should give that one a try for sure. Well, not a try, you have it, so you should read it. Try getting caught up on the Zorro. Yeah, the Zorro comic. I read the first issue and then didn't read any until I finally got some more physical copies. So I read 2 and 3 today. It's very good. I'm really digging the Zorro book from Sean Murphy. So it's great. But the read of the week was a book that came out last week. It's called Precious Metal. I think Ian talked about this one. He mentioned it in the chat last week. And even I've been really looking forward to this one, written by Darcy Van Polgeest and art from Ian Bertram. This is a prequel to Little Bird, a comic that came out like 4 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It's been a long time, and that's when we were reviewing comics for Let's Go. That's when Little Bird was out. So
that's what I was thinking. Is that the same book?
Yeah, exactly. So a prequel series called Precious Metal came out last week or 2 weeks ago. And I finally got my copy of that, and I read that. It's got some of my favorite type of art. The art from Ian Bertram and colors from Matt Hollingsworth. I don't know how to describe it. It's just very detailed, and the science fiction-y nature of this book is very interesting. Like different versions. I don't know. Have you seen did you see the Fountain with Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, exactly.
So the idea of that, his spaceship that he has, is just like a clear globe or whatever that he's. Well, he's in space, going through space with the Tree of Life. He's headed towards the sun. So the idea of in the future, spaceships may look different than just a bucket of metal or whatever. And the idea in this world of Little Bird and Precious Metal is that, like, in the future, science is different. It looks different. It's not just, Star Wars or Star Trek or anything like that. It just looks very different. It's another revenge tale. Seems like we got revenge tales coming out the wazoo, and really aren't I was just going to say, aren't revenge tales really the best kind of story? I really think they are.
Technically, like Batman is an 80-year revenge tale.
That lousy killer of his parents, he just his whole life.
That's technically what it is,
Mm-hmm. My books fell.
That's why you need
really. I know. Well, I got it all back there. I actually ran out of room today on my shelf, so I don't have anywhere to put some of my books. So Precious Metal was incredible. So glad I finally got to read the physical copy, because I didn't read the digital one when I got it. I wanted to read the physical one, and it's just like reading digital is great. It's great for ease, but like the quality, just the quality of some of these books that you get just deserve physical, and Distillery in particular. And this is a double issue of Precious Metal. It's almost 40 pages, so just a little bit bigger, and just beautiful to read. Finally, I got my Dracula hardcover too.
Did you?
It looks so great.
I haven't got mine yet. I will though.
It looks great.
It's not showing up in the stores when I go, so I'm probably just gonna order online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when you were looking for it, it was delayed like a week or something, or 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I'll get it eventually.
Mm-hmm. It looks great though, and it's a little oversized as well. And,
is it? Cool.
Yeah. So it looks really good, and so I'm so glad I got that, and I'm looking forward to reading that again. I think that was it for my reads this week. Yeah, I was actually happy to read some Distillery ones that I had missed the last little while. I still have some more to read. I have to read Gone #3, Blasphemous #2, Distillery, and White Boat #1. I still have to read as well. That's the one from Scott Snyder. So Distillery is going hot and heavy right now with all other books, which is good.
I hope they're selling.
I hope so too.
Talk about them, except the Tynion stuff, of course, because it's Tynion.
Yep. So that's what I read. What did I watch this week? I watched 3 movies that I actually, I set out to do it, and I did it, which was kind of fun, which never happens. So I watched Fall Guy. Had a great time. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah. And I think last week we were kind of talking about the story. Oh, I thought the story was something, and then when you actually get into the movie, it's completely different. And it is. It's got some good twists and turns in it. It's nice seeing Hannah Waddington as the villain, kind of deal. So I thought that was kind of fun.
I didn't know she was in
it. Yeah, I didn't either. So
and
she's got like brown hair. She's got brown hair, and so that was fun. And like some of the other, I didn't know Aaron Taylor Johnson was in it either. So I didn't know that, and obviously I didn't know the ending reveal either, their ending cameo, which is kind of ridiculous. I think that's kind of funny that person
too.
I was going to say that person is a caricature now. He's not a real person.
Yeah,
which is interesting, considering I just watched that movie that he did a sequel to, an Aquaman movie, a sequel to it, and that's literally the biggest problem that I had with the entire movie, was that person being a caricature of themselves and not being a real actor. So I think it's funny that in Fall Guy he just doubles down.
I think it'd be quite a task to sit through a movie with that actor and Dwayne Johnson as the leads.
100%.
That would be something.
Dueling caricatures of themselves.
We might see that, maybe.
Yeah, are they going to be in Fast and the Furious, or is this another? Yeah,
geez.
Too much testosterone. Too much. Just. I love seeing Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling together as well. The way I think Ian mentioned that he thought there wasn't enough of them together. I thought it was pretty good. I thought the screen time they had was great, and even like not on screen, some of the trickery they did with. I could have used more too, but I thought it was pretty good. I didn't feel like I was dying for more and more, but I thought their chemistry was really good. obviously the stunts are a good time, and I like watching the credits thing afterwards where they show like the stunts.
I wasn't watching that.
Yeah, that's fine. They just kind of show the real stunts, actors doing the stuff that you see in the movie.
I don't like seeing how the sauce is made. That's all.
Yeah.
No, well,
I
not
like
usually.
seeing the
Sometimes.
sauces. Uh-huh. Yeah, so that was Fall Guy, and then, or is it Fall Guy or Fall Guys? Or I'm thinking of the video
I think
game.
it's just the Fall Guy.
Yeah. The other thing I watched in our name is I watched Godzilla -1.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those interesting times where everyone says they love it, so I went in thinking that I'm going to hate it, and I almost feel like I wanted to hate it, just because everyone else loves it, and I don't want to
You
be
want to
part
be
of the
that
crew.
guy?
Exactly. So, and the first, half hour, 45, half hour, 45 minutes, I felt like, okay, am I watching the same movie that everyone else watched? But then, like that emotional story that everyone's talking about, it does get you. And it's done very well, but there's still good Godzilla action moments. The visuals are really good. The actual creature of Godzilla does some pretty interesting things. And it's so funny how vastly different this Godzilla feels to the MonsterVerse Godzilla. Like the Godzilla that we see from the MonsterVerse ones, he's like jumping and getting power slammed by running and stuff. This one straight up walks like the classic. He's just walking around.
It's like a giant Michael Myers.
Exactly, which isn't so bad after all. But it's very good. Chris, I think you should be open to the emotional story, even though you just want smashing stuff. But it is a very interesting story, about Japan, Japan post World War II, which is also a cool thing. Gets bled out through basically the entirety of the movie, which I thought was quite interesting.
For a second, Aaron says, "Finish with Fall Guy. There's more to Australia than the Opera House and Harbor Bridge." When I read that, my immediate thought was kangaroos. Swimmers, kangaroos, and koalas. And I think Vegemite. Isn't that an Australian thing?
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what this emotional core is of Godzilla -1 because I keep seeing that, and I just, to me, that's like, I don't want that. But if it works and I still get destruction, okay, I'll watch it.
Oh yeah,
and it looks good.
Yeah, and it's unlike. Did you see Shin Godzilla? One of the newer ones.
I tried watching Shin Godzilla, and I did not like what I saw.
Okay. Yeah, it's just like, I know you're not the biggest fan of the WB Godzilla movies. No. And it's not that. This is not that. This feels like one of the most unique Godzilla movies that I have seen. But I haven't seen the classic ones, like the old school ones, or even any of the foreign, or like a Shin Godzilla. I think there's one other one that came out not too long ago. I haven't seen any of those ones. But this one just feels so vastly different than the MonsterVerse one. So if you're looking for a change of speed from those ones, then this is that movie.
Cool. Ian says, I didn't like Godzilla, but many people did. Yeah, I tried to watch it, and there was a lot of human stuff from what I saw, and then Godzilla himself looked ridiculous. I didn't believe this movie had a budget when I saw it. Like, a couple of Happy Meals and a smile or something. I don't know. But I heard I should have kept watching it because Godzilla gets a better form somehow. I don't know.
Oh, he changes or whatever. He does that in -1 as well. Yeah, he does that in -1 too. Changes and updates. And
is that just a Godzilla thing then?
It must be. Like, you blow him up with a nuclear bomb and he becomes more powerful or whatever. That's what they do in the MonsterVerse.
So it's kind of like Doomsday.
Yeah, that's right. You cut off his arm and he grows a spike hand.
Yeah, he just gets more spikes. That's what happens. The more you injure him, he gets spikes.
Well, that was like in Godzilla King of the Monsters when they cut off King Ghidorah's head. It's one of his 3 heads, and he just grows a head back again. So they just, they're all constantly regrowing their parts.
Good to know.
It's all that radiation, man.
Yeah. Toxic mutants. Not
That's
the cool
true.
kind.
Yeah, the mutant Toxic Avengers.
No, not the cool. That he's cool, kind of. Toxie is cool.
Toxie.
That's what they call him, Toxie.
I've never seen the that old one. What is
You've
it from
never
the
seen those
80s or
horrible
whatever?
films?
No, I've never seen them.
Oh, they're crap, but they're fun watch.
Aren't they remaking that
Yeah,
or
with
doing
Peter
something with it?
Dinklage as the Toxic Avenger.
Oh, right.
I'm sold because it's him.
Sure.
I probably would have skipped it otherwise, just because I've seen the Tromaville ones. I've had enough, but
Yeah. Was it a cartoon too? Am I
yeah,
remembering that correctly? Yeah. I think my brother
cartoon I
watched
think
that
is
when he
easier to
was younger.
swallow because you're not looking at him for what he is. He's pretty gross,
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
but the cartoon was fun.
One of those disgusting freaks.
Yes,
Hmm.
kind of reminds me of Swamp Thing too, if you've ever seen that.
Hmm. Oh, like the old one?
Yeah,
Yeah. One with
but
Heather
I think
Locklear.
she's in that one. The first one's pretty good. The second one is not. It's different.
Mm-hmm. And then the last thing I watched was I just watched this last night was Civil War. The very much talked about A24 Alex Garland movie. Chris, I remember when the first trailer came out. The disinterested nature you had with it because of how real it could feel, and the idea that we're seeing the division of America in real life. Why do we need to see it in film? But what were your thoughts on Civil War after you watched it?
I think it was maybe not as. It's not what I expected it to be. It was much more about the group that we're watching.
Yeah.
And not so much about what's going on around them in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't have the. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fascinating watch. In the cast, like, I can't say I really like Kirsten Dunst a lot, which I know is a crucible statement.
Is that a bad take?
I think it is, because I've said it before and I've been met with some reactions.
I've never really been fond of Kirsten Dunst either. So
aside from maybe with the vampire, which I feel like will always be her best performance,
and probably something that she's known her, that and Mary Jane, the one that she's most known for as
I was
well.
gonna say those are the two performances I like, and even Mary Jane is a stretch at points for me.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just gonna stick with the interview, and I thought Marie Antoinette was okay. But in this movie, I thought she was great.
I loved her in it. Yeah.
Yeah, she was fantastic here. I think Joe nailed it. She's serviceable.
Yeah, all around. Yeah.
She's just one of those actresses that she's there. Okay. Melancholia. I wanted to watch that, but I never got around to it. I have heard it's amazing. She was good in Fargo. I didn't know she was in Fargo.
The TV show.
I didn't know that. But I thought she was really good in this. The whole cast was, though. But I was very surprised by the amount of enjoyment I had from Civil War, given that I was not that interested in it. I also love the soundtrack. Did you like the soundtrack?
Yeah, it went kind of like art housey in a couple of spots. Fun. Yeah, like classic rock songs were mixed in there, and yeah.
Just good stuff. What did you think about it?
Yeah, I loved it. I wish there was. I think there is a longer cut. I think Alex Garland said that there's not a director's cut, but there's just a longer one. I think this could have used another half hour. Maybe even 40 minutes of them bonding in the car. That's really all I wanted. But I thought Kirsten Dunst was great. I thought Kaylee Spaney was incredible, who I had never seen before. I'm not sure if this is. Oh, is she going to be in that?
She's the lead in Romulus.
Let's see what else is she in. Priscilla, which I haven't seen.
Jesse Plemons was unsettling. Yeah, he. I feel like when you just want a certain kind of actor, you go to Jesse Plemons. Like, I don't ever want to see him in a rom-com or some kind of friendly role, because he just can't do it. He's that guy.
Yeah, he's got a thing that he can do. He's like in the unsettling part that Aaron said there. That's right. Like he's one of those, like, again, one of those villains who I love, where he's not yelling, he's calm, He's
Mm-hmm.
cool and he's straight up scary. Like he
So
talks scary, he does very scary things,
his
and he's
expression,
just calm. Yeah, expression like the
sort of,
red sunglasses that make no sense. Why is he wearing those?
they were fun
But
though.
they like it just adds to his aesthetic and his that's unsettling feeling that Aaron's talking about.
Jesse Plemons sort of reminds me of Philip Seymour Hoffman in a way.
That's nice.
Yeah, to me they're kind of similar, and it kind of makes me miss Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Hmm.
Joe says it was okay for A24's first big budget outing. Yeah, for their first, like they put some money into this.
Hmm.
Pretty cool.
Well, the marketing for it was very good as well. I think they
It,
really marketed it the right way.
you think so?
I think it drew buzz that people thought it was going to be like that big controversial movie about the America going to war against each other, and that's really not what the movie was about. So I think they
Yeah,
marketed it a certain way
we
that
don't even
got
know the
people talking
conflict.
about it. Hmm. Yeah, that's the interesting thing. Like we don't know. Like we barely see the president. We barely see the two sides talking, what they're talking about, what they're fighting over. It's just straight up all about the photographers, and I thought the action was done really well.
Hmm.
I like seeing the pictures as
I
the
did too.
scene goes along. Like the final action beat where they're the storming the White House. I'm like
Yeah,
that was just incredible.
that was really cool.
Incredible stuff. It's so good. And like when they get in there, and like the photographers are going in and out, and they're I thought it was just really good spectacle, action sceney, that type of way. But then there's like just that unsettling stuff with the Jesse Plemons and with that guy in the sniper, even the sniper
Yeah,
in the building, and they're
looks
talking to
unexplained.
yeah, exactly. Who was that guy? And why like just I liked everything about it. It was really a great movie all the way around.
Hmm.
Like the action, the acting, the way it looked. I thought the cinematography was very good. The soundtrack was good. I just wanted a little bit more of it. I think there could have been more um, with the group in the car, like as they're driving and doing their things. I feel like Kirsten Dunst's character and Jesse. I feel like there could have been a little bit more between the two of them. Just more of a conversation, more of them, building off of each other, and more of the history.
Hmm.
The history for even Kirsten Dunst's character Lee, like even the guy Joel Wagner Mora, like I would have loved to know a little bit more about him, that kind of thing, because he's got like emotion coming out every which way as well. Like,
That was an
so
emotional dude.
yeah, yeah,
He needed a hug or something. I don't know.
yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, and after like a character dies, like he's just not doing very
He
well.
loses it, which I don't blame him. He says
Hmm.
Jesse wasn't even meant to be in it. Someone dropped out last minute, so Dunst asked Plemons to jump in. Oh, that's a cool fact.
Hmm.
I'm glad he was able to do that and creep us all out.
I think they've worked on a couple of things together. They were in Fargo together, but I think they were in one other one together as well.
I'm not sure. Joe
Hmm.
says they left a lot of questions unanswered and allowed the audience to fill in the blanks. Sometimes I think that's a good thing. This
Yep.
being one of those cases, sometimes it's a bad thing. But
Hmm.
here, I like that I can fill in the blanks and figure out, well, this is what it was or what it wasn't. And
Hmm.
I think that was for the better, just because of the subject matter. That's
Hmm.
just me.
Yeah, and I don't think we needed to know
No, I live in
why.
Texas, so I don't need to.
Yeah. Like you don't need to know it. It's fun that um, the central conflict of the story and why the action is happening. There, it was at a certain point where I didn't care
Mhm.
why it was happening. I just wanted to see what would happen with the photographers and stuff like that. So I thought they story wise it did a nice job. Um, I just we don't have to know. It just is, and that's what it is. And yeah, keep going.
Were you surprised at how gruesome some of the photos and stuff were?
Well, the thing I was surprised about was at the kind of the start of the movie where we get to see Lee and what she had done before,
Hmm.
all the wars she'd been to, and
Yes,
there's
like the
that
guy with the
certain,
tire. That kind
yeah, I
of.
was like, oh, and they don't turn away from it. Like it holds the shot for 5-10 seconds maybe, and I was like, oh, they're just gonna leave it there.
Hmm.
And even the stuff with Jesse Plemons' character and that whole scene, like with the mass grave and how harsh it's an interesting thing how it felt like it didn't feel like the violence was gratuitous in any way.
No, it didn't.
But it felt realistic in a way. Like they didn't turn away from it. They didn't shy away from it. But there wasn't like blood splatter everywhere. Or, like even in the sniper scene, you don't see the sniper get shot. You just
don't need
that's
to.
it. Yeah. So it's I like the way they handled the violence. I like the way they handled the violence. I thought it felt a little more real.
Aaron says, current state of America, those blanks were pretty easy to fill in for an outsider. That's fair. Joe says, in this case, it's such a divisive subject, so people fill in the blanks based on their views. I think that's a lot of what it is, too. And I think they knew that. But that said, it's Alex Garland. So I was expecting some kind of weird thing at the end, like, oh, the president is actually the ghost of Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, well, we talked about this when we were talking about, Chris, we talked about this when we were talking about the Iron Claw, and it's how it was A24, and I kept waiting, okay, there needs to be an A24 movement in here, and then they do the thing where Carrie kind of goes to goes to heaven or something, and he's talking to his brothers and stuff like that. I expected something like that from this movie as well, like when they got to the president or something. I was expecting some kind of big. Yeah, exactly. Something, or an alien came and picked him up and took him away, or something like that. I was expecting an A24 type of thing, but he kept it pretty straight lined all the way across. Like I never thought that they were not going to find the president. I never expected there to be a scene where you never see him. I always expected him to find him at the end and anything like that. So, it was interesting that they didn't A24 it too much.
Yeah, especially like if you've seen Alex Garland's other films, they are strange. Like
Yes,
Annihilation, I don't even understand it.
Yeah, Natalie Portman fighting herself somehow.
But it's an alien and it's weird. And there's a bear and there's other. I don't get it.
Yeah,
that one really went above my pay grade on it. But I like that they did not do that. I like that it was just very straightforward. I don't know if I would want a much longer cut. But I could do with like a director's cut of this because there are certain scenes I'd like to see fleshed out a little bit more. I do want to see certain characters like Sammy. I thought Sammy was great.
I love that guy.
Yeah, I've only seen him in Dune, I think, that actor. I can't remember what else he's in, but he's got like a presence about him that I like.
Oh, yeah.
He's cool. I of course like the rest of the cast, but I would take like an extra 15 minutes or something, extra 20 minutes there. Because the movie's not incredibly long.
No, it's under 2 hours.
Which I thought it was gonna be like a 2.5 to 3 hour film, but it's not.
I put it on last night, and my wife's sitting there. She's playing on the Switch or whatever. She's like, "I'm going to bed. This seems like a long movie." I'm like, "It's really not. Like you could probably stay up and watch it if you wanted to."
Joe also has a point here too. We need shorter films. The shorter films are good, but I don't see like a home release. Put out a long one if you got it. But theatrical, let's start seeing 2 hours and under come back. Not everything needs 3 hours, especially comedies.
Oh, yes.
Unless it's The Hangover, because I'll watch an endless amount of The Hangover. Or Dumb and Dumber.
Endlessly watch The Hangover.
On loop. I love that.
Yeah, it's so good.
Okay, so Ian is explaining what Eden Lake is. He said the tire scene reminded him of that. Kelly Riley and Fassbender said in the UK, check it out. It's pretty disturbing, but really good, about a couple who go camping near a lake and get terrorized by a group of teenagers. I haven't heard of that.
Sons of freaking teenagers, man.
Wasn't that movie Deliverance? Is that something similar?
Yeah, except instead of kids, they're hillbillies who rape you.
That's different. Okay. Okay, that Sammy was in Devs. I have never seen Devs.
Devs very good.
Bring back 90-minute runtime. I agree.
Joe's going all in on short films here.
That's just been such a thing, though. A lot of people have been like our friend Eddie is a big fan of the 90-minute film. Not everything needs to be an epic.
No, not everything does. Like, and we the last time I think we talked about shorter movies was talking about Poor Things. That one didn't need to be almost 3 hours long. Not like we loved it. I didn't need it to be almost 3 hours long. I felt like that one could have been much shorter.
I could have watched a 4-hour version of that.
Well, and that's how I feel about Civil War. Like, I think it depends on the viewer, obviously, but also depends on the type of movie that it is. Like rom-coms, there should never be a rom-com that's over 2 hours. Like hour 45, hour 50. Keep it simple.
Sure, I go for that.
You love rom-coms, so you'd probably watch a 4-hour cut of like
I
Notting
would,
Hill
but
or
I was trying to think of like a longer rom com that works.
something.
Like the Judd Apatow, like Knocked Up is a longer rom com.
Or like Funny People is long, really long too.
This is 40, which I have a love for, is also. It just depends on the movie. Like Phil says here,
yeah,
I'm in for whatever length is needed to tell. I assume he means tell the story, which I'm with that. Get it done, whatever you need to get it done in. I see your comment. I haven't seen Hitman, so I'll let you know.
No, I think I'm going to watch that this week though. Glenn Powell is all the rage right now. About to be a big ass movie star after Twisters, so
maybe not. It's right before Deadpool and Wolverine. We'll see how that goes. That he's not here, I can say it.
Yeah, I was going to say you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that one shakes out. Which, by the way, you can buy the necklace. I'm just saying.
Did you get it?
No, because you have to spend $65 for it. You get 2 tickets to the movie, the necklace, some kind of entry for a contest, and a digital poster. What the hell am I going to do with a digital poster?
What is a digital poster?
I guess it's just like a high quality JPEG. I don't know.
Like you can use it as a wallpaper on your phone?
I guess.
I ain't buying what they're selling.
No, I'm not buying. I'll wait to find the vending machine. The vending machine also has the necklaces, I think. Oh. We're in the summer of Glenn Powell. That's what it feels like. Who is Lady Deadpool? Who is Gamora?
What is Gamora?
Why is Gamora?
Yeah, what's that? Something about that you see her legs I saw her legs in a picture somewhere.
People are trying to decipher it by like photoshopping Taylor Swift's upper body to the legs to see if it.
Right. T Swift is supposed to be in the movie.
Yeah, I've seen the people do that. I've seen them do it like lively. It's just kind of funny. Like we'll see in a month. I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe it's Ryan Reynolds. Who knows?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Maybe it's Jesse Powell. Maybe it's Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons. That'd be funny.
It's Jesse Plemons.
Have you seen Game Night?
I don't think so.
With Jesse Plemons in it and Rachel McAdams, I think.
No, I confused that with Date Night, the movie with
right, Steve Carell.
Yes, I think of that movie.
Yeah, it's just, Jesse Plemons is in Game Night as a weird security guard. That's one of the funniest movies I've seen in the last, or one of my top 5 most funny movies I've ever seen.
Really?
Jesse Plemons is great. Yeah, it's so funny. And Jesse Plemons is in that. He's incredible. He knows how to play weird, man. I don't know.
Oh, Jason Bateman's in this too. No, it's not streaming.
Yeah, that's who I meant to say. I want to say Patrick Bateman, but it didn't work.
I like Patrick Bateman.
Not streaming anywhere.
Joe is also a fan of Game Night. I like Patrick Bateman, but the other one.
You can kind of get Patrick Bateman vibes from Jesse Plemons in Game Night. He's a weirdo.
Okay. I'm in.
He's a weird stranger.
I gotta find it.
All right, Chris, that's all I got. What do you got going on this week aside from watching Interview with the Vampire another 7 times?
Maybe 17. This episode's pretty special.
There you go.
Inside Out 2, I think, is this week, so we're going to that.
Oh, is that this week?
I'm pretty sure it's this week. My kid was reminding me every other day, so I believe it's this week.
What about Garfield? You had any interest in Garfield?
We didn't get to. It's been so busy over here. I have not had a chance to go, so we'll probably catch that on streaming.
Nice.
Yeah, it is this week. It's on the 14th.
Oh, sweet.
So probably see that. Other than that, I'd like to catch up with some comics that I've been missing. We'll see how that goes. I do want to watch Godzilla -1. And also my coffee quest continues.
Yeah, make sure you use a fake name.
I will try. Yes, I forgot last time. Because at Dunkin' Donuts, they don't ask my name.
What, do they know your name?
No, I guess
like everyone knows your name, like Cheers?
No, well, no. That'd be cool. But at the drive-thru, they don't ask. This week's episode of Interview with the Vampire was much better. No horrible broken French.
Sounds like a Frenchman talking.
But that's my plan. Interview the Vampire 17 times, Inside Out
Nice.
2, some comics, and I guess Godzilla. How about
Now
you?
you're talking. Sounds like a good week. Yeah, comics for me as well. I do want to go see Furiosa this week.
I'd like to
Sounds
do
like they're maybe out of theaters pretty quickly. I think I read somewhere today that it lost a whole bunch of theaters. So,
Oh, did it?
yeah, I think so. Like it didn't do very well, so it might be one of those Fall Guy type situations where,
I mean,
yeah.
Furious is kind of an interesting thing though, because I feel like there are movies that are just, I don't want to call them Twitter movies, but like Fury Road wasn't really that big of a movie. You know what I mean? It was popular among people, but it wasn't like this mega global, everybody and their mom has watched it kind of thing. And I feel the same way about Mad Max in general. Like I've only seen one of the original Mad Max films. I only watched it because I like Fury Road.
Thunderdome?
Is that the second one?
No, that's the third one.
Oh, I watched this. Is it? Oh, is that the one with Tina Turner?
Yeah.
I should probably watch that one.
This one right here, man. Look at that. Look at that cover. Beautiful.
That's a cool cover. We need to bring covers like that back.
Yeah. Yeah, Tina Turner. Yeah, the second one's called Mad Max. I don't know. I got the Road Warrior. Road Warrior. Is that the second one or the first one?
I think that's the one I watched.
I can't remember now. I think this is the second one. Anyways, yeah, I love those ones.
It's a niche market. I do think Furiosa will find its audience like Fury Road. I do too, but it'll be at home, I think.
Oh yeah, like if I don't go see it this week and then it's on streaming in another 2 weeks, I will not be upset. Like I loved watching Fury Road at home.
I do think it would have. I do think it would have. I thought it was going to do better, though. I will say that. Fury Road scored a number of Oscars. It did, but I just don't think it had like mainstream appeal for whatever reason. You know, even like the Mad Max game, which I think is great, is people don't like it. I think the Mad Max game is awesome.
It's not that old, is it?
No, it came out like after Fury Road, like few years after that. It's basically Arkham, like the Arkham gameplay, but in a desert, and you could drive a car.
That sounds awesome.
It is awesome. It's fun. Netflix movies replaced the straight to DVD term. It has, and now I think we're starting to see that's not always a good thing.
No, sometimes.
There are some straight to Netflix films that are not that great.
Yeah. All right, Chris. So where can people find you over this next week or so in all your interview with the vampire gifts?
I'm collecting more by the day. You guys can follow me on
That's good.
Twitter at thatchris70. You can also follow the show I do with my buddies Anthony Crusoe and Phil Walsh over at DC Unlimited Pod. We talk all things DC, and we will have a new episode of that pretty soon. I would love it if you'd follow this show on Twitter at G of the Geeks. We are doing weekly Interview with the Vampire podcast in case I haven't talked about it enough. So you'll have that. Emmet is better with the rest of the plugs, so he will take over.
You can follow me on Twitter at EmmettDavis7. Gathering of the Geeks, it's available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Just got to type in Gathering of the Geeks and you'll find us right there. Really appreciate it if you subbed and liked anything that you see. Thanks to Phil, Aaron, Eric, Ian, Joe, Cookie. I think that was everybody. Aaron as well. I think I said Aaron. I wasn't sure. Enjoy your tomorrow, today, whatever the hell it is. And saying all that, for Chris and I'm Emmet, and we gather on Sundays.
Memory is a monster.